Let's talk about the most important part of the Canvas course, in my opinion, and that is the modules. In Gateway and in a lot of classes, it makes sense to have the modules organized on a weekly basis because we know exactly when we want students to do certain assignments, and it's logically consistent to do that chronologically. So first thing to do after we've imported the class, if we've got the weekly structure, is to update the weeks. So the module itself, we simply go in, click that edit button on the three dots, and then put in the new dates. This one's going to be January 9 through 15. I think it's a best practice to have consistent dates. I think it makes sense to run Monday through Sunday. And that's how we've done Gateway for some time. Seems to work pretty well. So we're going to have to go through each one of these weekly modules, edit the description here, and put in the new dates, January 16 through 22, etc. Then, equally important, you need to go into each one of the items in here. Some of these have specific due dates, such as my join a group, which is set on August 24th. So I will go into that and edit. And this is actually just a page in Canvas, but because I've checked this box that says add to the student to-do, it shows up on the calendar. We could just take that check box off and not worry with it, but I think it's nice to have it on the calendar. So if the class starts on Monday the 9th, and discussion, the first post should be by Wednesday, so that's the day by which they should have joined, by Wednesday. So we'll make that the due date for join a group. And then we've got to go back to modules, week 1. Obviously the video conferences, we will have to come up with new dates for those. Generally have the same Zoom link, one for each class, so I just want to edit that and put in the new date and time, but since I don't have the date and time, I'm just going to put to be determined for now. We have the Zoom grading rubric. Here's a case of Zoom recording from August 2022. That is probably not relevant. At the least, we would unpublish that so students wouldn't see it. But actually, since it's just a Zoom recording of a class, we might as well just go ahead and remove that. This next item, the week 1 reflection, is a weekly assignment, and we must update the due date on that. Is August 28th, so we need to change that to be January. So I'll go in and edit. And of course, this is the time when you'd make any other changes to the assignment that you like, but at a minimum, we've got to go in here and change the due date. And I believe it's a best practice to have the due date be consistent as much as possible, the date and the time. If our week runs from January 9 to 15, then we're going to make the due date on Sunday at 11:59. When the week ends, that paper should be due. I've seen a lot of classes where the due dates vary by something. One thing's due at 1 p.m., one thing's due at 5 p.m., one thing's due at 8 a.m. I just think it's simpler if the due date is always the same, and the time of day, and preferably the day of the week. If you could do it, if you're in a weekly structure, you might as well. So we've updated that. Let's go into the module. And same thing for the discussion. We could have done this before when we went in here and set up the group, but we just need to change the dates that the discussion is available. We actually already did that. But we'll do this for each week. We'll have the discussion open at midnight on Sunday and close the next Sunday. You don't actually have to have it close if you want to allow students to be late, but sort of keeps it cleaner if you have it close off. You can always take that date out and reopen it if people need more time. And that would complete week 1. I'm going to show you how you can check these dates, all the due dates and things that we've set up. I like to check on syllabus. Click into syllabus, and it gives us this nice course summary. This is how it's set to show by default. And you can see all these dates of September. These are all the ones that we haven't updated. But here are the ones that we have. Join a group and the week 1 reflection. And then the items down at the bottom here, the discussions, they generally don't have due dates in the video conferences because they can take place at different days. You can't really tie it. You can have a due date for a discussion because they have multiple. They have to post one post by, say, Wednesday and a follow-up by another day. And the post is going to close at the end of the week. So don't really have a certain day for a due date on any of these. But all these other items, when we're finished, it should all read chronologically here in the correct order. And all of these Septembers will be gone, and we'll see Januaries and Februaries here. The other thing that's handy here is this assignment weighting. And this should match the syllabus exactly, hopefully even in language, so that the students can see that this is how things are weighted, because this is how it actually gets graded in Blackboard. So if you're going to have it in the syllabus, you want that to be reflected in the actual grade book. And this is where, before I'd taken out the extra assignments that Blackboard had added in, if we had other items in here, it'd be okay as long as they said 0, but it's just a lot cleaner if they're not even there. So that's basically the process of going into the modules and then changing all the due dates, and then one of the last steps, going here to syllabus, looking at the course summary and just seeing if there's any you've missed, because inevitably I've usually missed 1 or 2, and usually a page or something that's less obvious where we forgot to update the assignment, and you just want to make sure that everything is in the right order. Now, while we're on the syllabus page, you can see that we have links here to the syllabus. Lately we have this campus syllabus here that never changes, but this one here is going to change. So to do that, we're going to click Edit, and for right now I am going to actually want to remove the link. If you clicked on that, that would open the fall syllabus, but we actually need this to be the spring 2022 syllabus. 23, I'm sorry. So when we actually upload that file, we will upload it into files and then add this as a link here. Using this link button, typically be a course link. And that's one of the places that we updated. But since we haven't got it updated yet, I'm just taking the link out right now in the meantime. And when I get the actual syllabus, I will load that up into the files. And that is a lot of the work of a course is just updating all these dates, since a lot of our courses we fine-tune the assignments, but we have them mostly figured out since we've been doing them for so many years.